everybody. This is Nick Taylor of Sports Times Network alongside my website partner, Dan Harrelson. And today we have a special treat for you as we prepare for the SEC Football Championship game in Atlanta. We have the head football coach of the undefeated Auburn Tigers, Coach Gene Chizik, on with us. Coach, could you talk about your team psychologically coming off a big win in the Iron Bowl, undefeated season, SEC Championship and National Championship possibly on the line also, as you prepare for the game at the Georgia Dome this weekend against South Carolina?
Well, obviously, it's a very exciting time for our players, our fans, for the Auburn family, just being able to be blessed enough to play in this game, and our players ought to be extremely excited. As you know, it's going to be a great challenge for us. South Carolina is probably playing the best football they've played all year. Extremely talented, as we know. As we faced them the first time, it was very evident that is a great football team. So they're much improved. It's going to be a huge challenge for us. They're a whole football team from top to bottom. Offense, defense, special teams, just very solid in what they do. Very well coached, as you would expect. And again, I think they're playing as good a football as they've played all year. So it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Well, Coach, talk about the Alabama game, and not even just the Alabama game. South Carolina, first game against them, and Clemson, even the Kentucky game. You're down at halftime, down throughout the game, but you guys just pretty much came back, weathered the storm, and did what you have to do to win football games. Talk about the big comebacks this year.
Well, sometimes it's you get the feel down there that that they just have enough confidence in themselves, and they have enough confidence in each other, that no matter how the storm is playing out, and we tell them every week there's storms that you're going to have to weather in every game. Some storms obviously are worse than others. We told them that going into the Alabama game, that there's going to be a storm in this game. It could be pretty violent, and we're going to have to weather that storm. And they hear that, and they understand that. And watching them down on the field, there isn't any panic. I think part of the reason is because we've had to do it so many times this year. Which again, I've said earlier in the year, I prefer not to be in that position. When you get in that position, it's comforting to know that we do have the ability and the confidence to be able to come back and win a game. So I've never quite been around any group of guys that has that resolve and the ability to do that week in, week out. I've never really seen it done this many times, to be honest with you, at least me personally. So it's really a neat thing to be around a group of guys that have the ability to do that, but again, we prefer not to be in that position.
Well, Coach, obviously a great part of the 2010 football season success for you has not only Cam Newton, but your offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn. We know you're tight-lipped against the Cam Newton situation. You don't want to talk about it, but talk about Gus Malzahn. There's some openings coming up this week and already today and yesterday. And your offensive coordinator has been mentioned for these jobs. Talk about that, Coach.
Well, again, I'm not going to address anything that doesn't have to do with this football game.
Well, Coach, can you talk just a little bit about it, or are you tight-lipped on that, like the Cam Newton situation? Coach? Are you there, Coach? Hey, Nick, did we lose Coach Chizik?
Man, I'm here. I don't believe Coach is on the line. Coach, are you there?
Coach Chizik, are you there?
Ladies and gentlemen, it appears as though Coach Chizik has decided to end the interview prematurely. But we, of course, as a website, have tried to bring you coverage of Auburn football going into the SEC Championship game, and you can check out Coach Spurrier on the website as well. Dan, you want to try to talk a little bit about the game since the interview was ended prematurely by Coach Chizik?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I think it was a fair question. I mean, you can't be tight-lipped about everything. Not even Nick Saban's tight-lipped about everything. But anyways, real quick, let's just give a fast score prediction since we have a split second of downtime.
Absolutely. I'm going to go 27-24 Auburn. I just can't see Cam Newton losing, but I think Steve Spurrier is going to throw the kitchen sink think it'd be a great story, I think, for the league also if Carolina won that SEC title.
Yeah, we'll go 37-34 Auburn. I think they're on paper they just have a little bit too much more than South Carolina. 37-34, maybe a little sluggish coming, out of two in-state rivalry games for Clemson South Carolina game, and of course the Iron Bowl with Alabama and Auburn. Nicked up, bruised up a little bit, but they'll get over it. They'll start slinging it, throwing the ball around a little bit, as Coach Spurrier says. So look for maybe a 37-34 type game, Auburn.